Team National. Well, we're excited to be here. We're with MetLife, and I've got Paul Carson and D.R. Pennington here with me as well. We're very excited to be here and be doing a little review with you guys about insurance, and hopefully we're going to have you guys are going to have some questions, and we can answer those questions for you. But let's just get right into this. Auto and Home Basics. The number one least read bestseller is, guess what? An insurance policy. Okay? Everybody's got to have one, but nobody really kind of understands and knows what they are. So keep that in mind as we get through this presentation. Team National is number one. Okay? You are number one. MetLife is also number one. MetLife is the number one group auto and home provider in the country. And Team National is the number one responding group of its size for the MetLife Group Auto and Home. Congratulations, Team National. And thank you, each of you, for calling in and getting quotes and working with us on our program. And we're going to jump into just kind of a little insurance review with you right now. Factors that might affect your auto and home rates. And this particular slide is on auto. You know, where you live is going to affect what your auto rates are. Your driving record, the vehicles you drive, your credit score, the better your credit, okay? And it's really financial management, not like you're taking out a loan, but just the financial management part of credit makes a difference in what your insurance rates are. So keep that in mind. The better your credit score, the better off your rates are going to be. Your driving practices, how far you drive to work, how many drivers you have in your household, etc. The age and gender make a difference as well. Younger drivers are more expensive. They cost more. They have more wrecks. They have more tickets. Okay? So the younger your drivers, those who have teenage drivers probably already have felt that pain, and you probably will feel it more again as you go through. New car versus used car. There's a difference in insurance rates. Marital status. Your marital status even makes a difference, okay, in your insurance rate. And these are all factors that go into what a rate is. Your coverage limits and the deductibles that you choose. And you need to make sure you choose wisely on your deductibles and limits, okay? What are some actions that you can take today that will help you save money? Review, first of all, like I said, the least read bestseller is an insurance policy, okay? Review and understand your current policy. What do you have? Make sure you know what you've got. Understand the limits of your policy. Do you have 100,000, 300, 100? Do you have 250, 500, 250? I mean, I know that's kind of Greek language to you, but we can explain that more with questions. But you need to understand what those kinds of limits are. Do you need a liability umbrella policy? Do you have a lot of assets? Do you have a lot of risk? Do you have young drivers who might have more accidents? Do you have a home, a second home, or do you have expensive toys? You may need an umbrella liability policy. Are you covered for uninsured motorists, property damage, bodily injury or physical damage? Raising your deductible, okay? If you have a $500 deductible and you raise it to a $1,000 deductible, that can save you significant dollars on your insurance. So keep that in mind. And if your car is older or you have an older car, like I used to have an old pickup I just kept at the house, okay, and I used it to haul stuff. I only had liability coverage on that. There was no real need for me to have full comprehensive coverage. Keep that in mind too. If you've got an old car at home and you've got full coverage on it, drop that off. But be sure you know what you've got before you do anything. Let's talk a little bit about homeowners. The standard home policy, the coverage is capped at the purchased limits. Okay, so when you buy your policy, the amount of coverage is set. So if you've got a $150,000 set policy, that's what that coverage is going to stay at. So as your home goes up in value and replacement costs go up in value, that's not being replaced there unless you have an inflation rider on it, so make sure of that. Many insurers offer an extension. It could be anywhere from 20 to 50% of replacement cost. Some don't offer any at all. So make sure you've got replacement cost. And those are going to pay beyond the limit of a coverage A, which is your dwelling coverage, okay? But no more than whatever percent it has. It could, like I said, it could be anywhere from 20 to 50% more than coverage A, your dwelling coverage. On a guaranteed replacement cost policy, coverage is not capped for covered dwelling loss. In other words, whatever it costs to repair the home, replace the home, it would replace it in full without any depreciation or loss of value to you. So if you had that $150,000 house, over time it had gone up to $200,000, it would replace the full cost at $200,000. There would not be any deviation there for you. The home would be rebuilt to the same specifications. It includes the inflation protection, which is very important to make sure you have. It includes ordinance or law coverage. So make sure you have those kinds of things set up with your policy. Replacement cost coverage. And here's a simple example. A home is insured for $165,000. You have a $500 deductible. The standard home policy rebuilt cost is $305,000. Home policy pays the policy limit, $165,000. It has a 20% inflation cap there on it, so it's only going to pay an additional $33,000. So plus your deductible, so your risk there is actually $107,500. Okay, that's what the standard policy. With a guaranteed replacement cost, as you can see, the rebuild cost is at $305,000. The guaranteed replacement home policy pays the stated limit, which is $165,000, and then the policy excess, which is the replacement cost guarantee, is $140,000. It pays that, so your deductible is the only risk you have in a replacement cost home. So make sure you have that in place. Personal property, okay? This is the stuff you've got inside the dwelling, okay? The appliances, your TVs, your computers, all those kinds of things. If you have an actual cash value policy, it's going to pay you the actual cash value of the whatever it is, the appliance or whatever it is, less depreciation. So if that refrigerator costs $1,500 and it's 5 years old, you may only get $750 for that refrigerator. Okay, and you're on your insurance policy if it's actual cash value policy. If it's a replacement cost policy, it would replace it in full, no out-of-pocket expense for you. So make sure that that's there. If you have additional items that you need, like need to cover, like jewelry, firearms, those kinds of things, you're probably going to need to get you a scheduled rider, okay? And you can get that on basically any homeowner's policy. They'll write you a scheduled rider on that. But make sure that you have those covered, because the typical policy, like for firearms, is going to be $5,000. And if you've got $25,000 worth of firearms in your home, you're only going to get $5,000. Okay? So keep that in mind. Factors that affect your homeowner's rates, they include but are not limited to the type of dwelling, the size, single, multifamily unit, construction. What kind of construction is it? Brick? You know, is it siding? Stucco? What do you got? Again, going back to credit, good credit, bad credit, it plays a factor. So make sure you get that, you keep your credit good. Fire protection. Okay, do you live in the country where the nearest fire hydrant's 10 miles away? It's going to make a difference. Do you have a volunteer fire department or a professional fire department? That makes a difference. Again, location, city, rural, suburb. Do you live on the coast? Do you live in a floodplain? That makes a huge difference. As anybody who lives in Louisiana, in the southern part of Louisiana, can tell you from past experience, living in a floodplain is not always easy. It's not always easy to get insurance coverage either. If you live in an earthquake zone, it's going to make a difference. Okay, a lot of people don't know about the New Madrid seismic area up around East Tennessee and Missouri. but that's a definite earthquake zone up there. And your claims history, if you have claims, obviously that's going to make a difference. Coverage limits and deductibles you choose are going to make a difference as well. Actions you can take today: review your current policy, understand your policy limits again and all your coverages. Make sure you have the adequate limits. You know, are you at risk for any natural disasters in your area? Make sure you get those covered. Are your valuables adequately covered? Validate your existence of replacement costs. Make sure you got that in your policy, and I can't emphasize that enough. Do you have it? Is it capped at a fixed percentage? Manage the financial risk, because you're managing your own financial risk here. You're transferring, every time you pay a premium, you're transferring risk to the insurance company. Think about that. So MetLife and Team National have teamed up, obviously, for our group auto and home program. A little food for thought: you should shop your auto and home coverage every 3 to 5 years. On our MetLife auto and home program, you can get basically any kind of coverage that you can get at your local insurance agent. Auto, home, boat, motorcycle, excess umbrella liability, RV coverage. You know, you got all the toys out there. You can get those covered through this program as well. You call our 1-800 number, and we're going to give you quotes through MetLife, Safeco, Progressive. You choose what's going to be best for you. There's group rates and discounts that go with our program that you can't get other places. And I would highly encourage you to call our 1-800 number when you have the opportunity. We're going to be down at our booth the whole time during the convention here, and would be happy to give you more information on that. Now, as we move forward here, how do you access the program? You call our 1-888 number, 824-4690, or visit our website and mention group code C0W, and it's not CAL, it's C0W. Again, that's Team National, MetLife, Safeco, and Progressive. What are Team National members saying? As you can see, there's a lot of people out there saving money. I've had 2 or 3 people come to me this morning and said they saved over $2,000 by doing this. I've also had some people that come to me and say, I really didn't save anything. We tried to call, you guys were hired. And that's going to happen. I mean, that's the nature of insurance. But as you can see, there's a lot of people, and these were out on Facebook. Okay, these were just quotes we pulled off of Facebook about our program and the Team National program. This gentleman here, Richard Romero, saved $640 and beat USAA in doing it. That's a great company. Mark Trussell saved $1,200 with Team National. Apples to apples coverage. There's a lot of folks out there saving money. You can say $1,650, $1,200. Clay Nichols saved $1,100. So pick up that phone, call our 1-800 number, get a quote, we'll be happy to help you. Coverages that are not available through our program is, our program is a personal property program. It's not commercial property or business or farm insurance. If you want those kinds of coverages, you have a great resource in the Business Exchange, the Team National Business Exchange. There are great agents out there that can help you with any type of insurance coverage you may need. And in some cases, you may need an agent to help you with your needs. So don't hesitate to call the Business Exchange. And that's our program. And I would like to bring up Donald Ray Pennington and Paul Carson, and we would be happy to answer your questions about insurance, any kind. And I'll let DR tell a little bit about himself and his agency.
My name's DR Pennington, and good morning.
Morning.
I'm from West Tennessee. I'm an insurance agent, have an independent insurance agency, and we represent MetLife. And we brought the program to Team National. We thought that it's a group home auto, as we've discussed. There are discounts available in certain states. Every state's different. We can't say exactly what your state may be or may not be. And again, as Stuart explained here, over this process, is every quote is on an individual basis. Your factors go into the quote. So we are having a lot of success with the program. People are using it in a manner to not only save money, but also recruit members into it helps them pay for their membership. And one thing that I would say, if you save $500, that's $500 a year. That's not $500 one time, because you pay insurance every year. So this is an ongoing process. And another thing, if you tried and for whatever reason it wasn't competitive, your situation changes, your credit score might change, your son or daughter might leave the household, and get a quote again. So check on your insurance every few years. And we really appreciate being a part of this program. And has anybody got any questions? Got one in the back.
I recently got a quote from an independent agent, and I asked the key question: if I wasn't Team National, what would I get? And I'm from Louisiana, so we're weird there with insurance. They said we can't give a special rate on any group. That's against the law. I don't know if that's just the state of Louisiana, or we find that nationwide.
Nationwide, it is in most all states. It's illegal for an insurance agent to offer. It's called rebating, and we don't. But this program is a group filed program. It's filed in every state, including Louisiana and in Nevada. We're in all states, and so. And it does vary by state,
right,
what the discount is or what the group rate is. So yes, MetLife they have various. It's kind of technical, but they have a lot of different companies, and so they may have this company that offers a lower rate that they offer to Team National members than they would a retail agent. Does that make sense?
But the success of it was, without Team National, I'd have never checked.
Yeah.
So
that's right. Happy shopping. That's why I said we're not anti the business exchange. We just want you to check out this program too.
I'm going to say $1,300 to $1,700. I can't ask more.
There you go. I got one other thing I want to make a comment about before the question happens. The gas card. We didn't mention the gas card. If you call the 800 number and get a quote, and then you refer another Team National member or potential member, and they get a quote, you'll get, and make sure they tell them that you sent them. Because I've had people say, I've referred several people, but I didn't get a gas card. Well, okay, did they tell? If they tell them you sent them, you'll get a $20 gas card in the mail. For as many people as you got a gas card. And if you don't want to tell them you did it, you can tell them DR did it.
How much volume have you gotten since you've joined Team National?
It's a lot. Gosh.
We're writing about 50-something policies a month right now.
Right. We had 1,000 what we call inquiries, okay, the last quarter, okay, or it may even be more than that. I'm sorry I can't give you the exact numbers, but that's just people picking up the phone, has a question. We also get a lot of Team National prospective members calling, where folks have suggested that they call in prior to. Now, keep in mind, they may not save money, okay, if they do that. I just want you guys to be aware of that. But it's a great tool. Just think, man, you can save $500, you save $1,000. I mean, I like a good deal. I really like a good deal. And so does everybody else. Everybody wants to save money.
When something's sent out from corporate, maybe on a monthly or quarterly basis, we get a peak in our calls, but that's nothing near to what your one-on-one is. If you can recommend us and get people to call in, your extra members call in, that's where the growth comes in, and we thank you.
All right, for clarification on the gas card, say I call up and get a quote. You're not cheaper, and so I don't sign on with you.
Right.
But I refer my next 30 people that are potential customers for TN. How do you know, if they just give my name, how do you know my address to send me my 20 bucks?
Because you got a quote, that's how we know.
So you're going to keep that on file?
It's going to stay.
Okay, every time that someone calls in, I want my 20 bucks, don't you?
Right. But they've got to mention your name when
Okay.
they call in.
And that's the only stipulation, so I call in and I get my quote, and you're going to keep me on file, because remember my name, I'm going to be sending people. Thank you very much.
Thank you.